How are you? Welcome to Let's Go Abroad. Our mission and the main reason why we exist in the business space is to make it easy for individuals interested in studying abroad, regardless of your position in the globe. Be it a Kenyan, an African, an Asian, we shall do the application for you from end to end, advise you, and make sure that you have positive outcomes at the end of the day. For our returning subscribers, thank you for your support. Thank you for walking this journey with us. Thank you for your feedback. We appreciate you. For the first time viewers, we kindly request that you consider subscribing. We ask you that you consider showing us your support and your love. Yeah? What next after a visa rejection? We've done everything that is humanly possible to ensure that your case is tight when you're doing visa application. We've done everything that is humanly possible to ensure that you succeed in going abroad. The first step was successful. The university gave you the admission. You had the money, you deposited the tuition fee, and they gave you the letter, and you're good to go. But here we are, the consular office has denied your application. The first reason that you do as a person is to understand why your visa was rejected. There are three main reasons why a consular office will reject your visa application. First, most of the times it is usually in lack of proper documentation, and they will always give you reasons to tell you why the visa has been rejected. They will reject sometimes because of lack of proof of funds, that they are not convinced that you have enough money to sustain you in the country of choice. And the other most common reasons is the lack of ties to your home country, and they tell you that they are not convinced that you'll go back to your home country when you're done with your studies. There are many other reasons, but those are the main reasons. So first, understand the reasons why your visa has been rejected. The second thing I encourage is you work with an expert. Assuming you had done the application by yourself and it was for a study abroad, consider talking to an education advisor, an education consultant, or someone who is in this sphere like us. Let's go abroad. This is somebody who will look at your application from a third eye and see what maybe was missed in the first one, and they handle it for you. Actually, as an agency, we do have our visa official, and anytime we get a visa rejection, she is not the one who handles the application or the next step. It is someone else different, someone who will come with a different eye and a different approach and different look. An expert is, or someone who has experience of work on immigration matters, is able to tell you the gaps in your application and ensure that you give them everything that you submitted. They are also able, if they consider the options and they see the reasons why it was rejected, they can either advise you to change your travel destination. You know, we have some countries that has got a very high rate of visa refusal, and your consultant will know that. And sometimes it doesn't even add up to pay more money to reapply because they are in that industry. So they'll be able to tell you, like, maybe when they compare with their counterparts or even the application they handled this time, we had so many visa refusals, which means it will not make sense to reapply. Because if you reapply and it was an industry thing, like they were rejecting most of the applications, you are not adding anything. Yeah, an expert is also able to give you alternatives for alternative destinations. Yeah, so assuming maybe you are going to a Schengen country and the visa refusal was rejected, and there's a particular course that you wanted, and it doesn't make sense to reapply. The study abroad agency is able to tell you other universities which are either close to where you wanted to go, or other countries which can work as stepping stones for you to step to that country which you wanted to go, or your desired ultimate location. And it's good if you are in the Schengen countries, because the Schengen zone is, they share a lot of communication. So working with an expert will be a good thing if you get a visa refusal, and also understanding why the visa was rejected. Okay, now the third step now will be to contact the university, because you paid the university some part of the fee. So it is good to let them know that your visa application has been rejected, and you let them know the next course of action, because by then you will have already agreed with your consultant the next course of action. So if you are doing early application, let them know, let them be in the loop. Okay, if you have decided to change your study destination, inform them, and there is a process of asking for a refund of your money. Every university has an SOP. An SOP means a standard operating procedure. It is a document that stipulates how students are refunded their money if they do not get visa approval. So if you've decided to change your study destination, start the process of asking for a refund, and then you change your study destination. Something that I discourage people from doing is being so much in a hurry that they can't wait. So like maybe right now we are handling visa applications for September, and your visa, this is the time now that a lot of communication is coming for visas for students who are going to join university in September, that you get that visa rejection, and now you want us to do another application still for September. Yeah. Okay, not unless maybe you had already resigned from your job, or you had announced it all over, so utashinda utaambia watu nini. I find it sometimes being good to wait, because the universities are not going to refund you your money like tomorrow. If you work with an agency, most of the time it takes an average of 1 week to 2 weeks. So if you're doing it yourself, it can take longer. So although the ones in UK do quite fast, the ones in UK, even if you work with an agency, the same way they approve your applications within 24 hours, you can find them refunding your money within 72 hours. Those are 3 days. But if you're not working with an agency and you're working on your own, meaning, agencies usually have working partnerships with the universities, which makes a lot of processes easy, and there's usually not that you are paying more fees or whatever. So if they have rejected the application for September, just wait and do the other application, the next intake. Most universities will have intakes in September, in May, and in January. Yeah? In the Schengen zones, most of the universities will do one big intake in September, and then they will have another intake in February. Yeah? So wait for the February intake if time allows you. Okay? Or if time does not allow you. But if time allows you, let's say maybe you had done your application in good time, you wanted to join the university in September, and in January you had everything ready. So within 1 week we had finished with the university, and then we gave ourselves 2 weeks to put everything together. We applied for the visa, and then assuming it's a visa, it's a consular office that processes these things first. So within 3 weeks to 1 month we had the feedback. So you got your feedback in February, and the intake is September. That is when the visa refusal case came. You see, you have got a lot of time to approach another university. You give the university the other end to give you back your money and to do the reapplication. Yeah? Then you can also decide to appeal the decision. Let's say like maybe they say your proof of fund is not enough, and maybe it's because you had been sponsored by your dad, or they don't believe that this is your dad, or maybe you are sponsored by, let's say, a relative who lives in the European zone, especially if you're applying for Luxembourg, or maybe you are financed by someone who is living in Switzerland. If you're doing for Swiss, you can reappeal the decision. And as I had said, in your appeal case, ensure that you have attached a watertight case. Ensure that your case is tighter than initially, and that is where it helps to have an external pair of eyes. And then ensure that you get emotional support. Never walk alone. And there's nothing, okay, a visa refusal is something that is devastating, That document is something that people do not want to see because you are expecting good news, but do not walk alone. Yeah, just share with somebody, talk with somebody. If nobody knew what you are doing, and we handle a lot of applications where the applicants have not discussed with many people for obvious reasons, ensure that you share with your agency and ensure that you don't keep it to yourself. That is a time to do a lot of physical exercise because you need to decompress, you need to release that energy. It is a time to walk a lot, like to be physically active. It is not time to close yourself indoors. It is not time to take a lot of liquor because the visa has been refused. It's a time to take care of yourself, because if you're going to do an appeal, you need to be in the best shape. You need to be in the best shape psychologically. Yeah. If you're going to apply in another university, you need to be sober. You can't just do it when you are, at your worst or at your lowest. Yeah. So just share with somebody, talk with somebody, ensure that you take care of yourself. Hike a lot. Any mountains around you, walk a lot, do a lot of physical movement, and then all shall be well. If you'd like us to handle your student visa applications or university applications or anything to do with study abroad, just talk to us and we shall be here to serve you. Thank you for watching to the end. Kindly subscribe if you've not done so already. For our returning subscribers, we appreciate your support. It's a bye for now.